Welcome everybody, Film Fan 108 here to my Blu-ray pickups video for September of 2018, and I have a small but significant size stack to show you guys. So let's get into it, shall we? With the first title that I picked up for the month, and that is none other than Bram Stoker's Shadow Builder here, guys. And as you can see, the wonderful slipcover here from MVD Rewind. I always love how they put the fake stickers on there. That's always really cool. I really love that. And they also have on the reverse side the other artwork that they put on the title as well here. Very cool here also. And this movie actually was supposed to be part of the August pickups, guys. Now, what happened was is that I got the title at the end of August and I was ready to watch it and look at the special features and talk to you guys about it. And I opened up the package from Amazon and the slipcover was damaged so badly. And not just a little bit, guys. It was a lot. And it was really dinged up bad and sort of dented in and it was just messed up. And I decided, you know what, look, I'm going to send it back to Amazon. I'm going to get another copy, and hopefully that copy's going to be better. And thankfully the copy was, but that was already well into September, and I'm like, you know what, just going to have to deal with it and make it part of the September pickups. But, you know, it happens. Amazon, hit or miss, sometimes more miss than hit, but you guys know that. But I was really actually excited to get the title because when MVD Rewind announced this, I had never seen this before. I'd never heard of it. It's from the 90s, and you know, some titles pass me by. It happens. And this was definitely one of them. I watched a trailer on YouTube and I was like, I'm gonna blind buy this. I'm gonna see how it is. And it was a really interesting movie. It's basically about this group of cult people who end up conjuring up this demonic entity called the Shadow Builder, which is almost like a Satan type of entity. And basically, this entity, the more that it kills and the more that it influences people, it ends up becoming more a part of our world and more real and can enter into our world and take over people. And you have certain people in this town that it's in that are trying to fight it. You also have this sort of priest who is this sort of enforcer for the Catholic Church trying to go after the Shadow Builder as well. And it's got some really good moments to it. The action, I think, is pretty decent. I think that the characters are pretty cool, relatable. I really like Michael Rooker in this. I think Rooker is really awesome as this sort of priest enforcer guy. You also have Tony Todd in here playing a small role as one of the town residents who's kind of like this weird hermit guy. He's kind of cool in it. You also have Kevin Zegers in this. And now, if you guys remember Kevin Zegers, he was in the remake of Dawn of the Dead. He's a kid in this movie. He does a really good job in here. Yeah, I think for the most part the movie's actually pretty cool. It also has a lot of like CGI effects from like the early 90s when a lot of horror movies started to have a lot of CGI effects to them. These effects aren't bad. I mean, they're dated because of the early 90s, but I think they still fit. They're not too out of place. I do like them. Yeah, I think the story's actually pretty cool, and yeah, I really like this story a lot. I had no idea about anything about Shadow Builder or Bram Stoker's Shadow Builder. I had no idea about it. I really do like Bram Stoker's Dracula, the one that Francis Ford Coppola did, but I never knew they made anything else in the Bram Stoker sort of area there. Yeah, I was really surprised by this title, guys, and I think MVD Rewind actually did a pretty good job here. The picture quality for the first half hour or so is a little hit and miss. But I think after you pass by that, I think the picture quality really shines after that. It's really good. And the special features here, you get a lot of stuff. You get audio commentary from the director, Jamie Dixon. Of course, talking about the casting, talking about making of the movie, his influences as a filmmaker, how he got into the business, everything like that. Very cool commentary. You also get a making of Shadow Builder featurette. It features the director, the writer, a couple of the stars, including Tony Todd. Actually, a really cool featurette. Of course, talking about the actors, talking about the story that they got from the Bram Stoker book. Also, the fact that because of Bram Stoker's Dracula being made, there was a hunger for more Bram Stoker tales. That's how this one got greenlit. Yeah, very cool featurette talking about that. You also end up getting a visual effects featurette. You also get a feature on Kevin Zager's original theatrical trailer, collectible poster, a lot of that cool jazz. It's a really interesting title. Again, it was a blind buy. I'm glad I got it. I really did enjoy the movie. And yeah, if you guys are interested in 90s horror, and I am definitely a 90s fanboy. I definitely love a lot of 90s stuff. Was surprised I never heard about it, but just like last month's pickups with Brain Scan, sometimes certain 90s titles pass me by, but I'm glad that these companies like MVD Rewind put this stuff out. Very cool, very well appreciated. Shadow Builder. Then the next title that I picked up is a Lucio Fulci title and a release from Mondo Macabro, and that is none other than Perversion Story right here, guys. And this is a limited edition of 1,000 numbered copies here, limited edition slipcover as well here. As you can see, the slipcover here, the female on it, very nice, and the back side here shows her kind of legs on the bed there, very cool, sort of a wraparound cover. And on the inside, you get the different artwork as well here, guys. Very cool artwork there. Yeah, very sexual pose there. And I said this was a limited edition, and mine, I don't know if you can see it, guys, I got 381 out of 1,000. Can never get that number one, though. But whoever got that number one is one lucky son of a bitch. And in this release as well, guys, it comes with these sort of lobby cards, or sort of, yeah, lobby cards here from the movie. It shows all kinds of artwork from it. It shows stills from the movie. Yeah, very cool. Still photography. Very cool stuff, man. Very cool stuff here for this release. Mondo Macabro definitely went all out on this release, and it shows. Very cool here. And I have to admit, guys, that I really also love the red Blu-ray cover here. It really fits with the title really well. I really like that. And I also love different color Blu-ray cases. I don't know, it's just it's a fascination of mine. And the movie here, guys, again, if you guys have been keeping up with the Blu-ray pickup videos, I've been buying, over the course of the year, I've been buying a lot more of Lucio Fulci. A lot more stuff that he's done that is not sort of his more mainstream horror titles, and this is one of them. And the movie is basically about this guy who runs this sort of medical hospital, and he has this very sickly wife, and the relationship is really on the rocks, and he's sort of this playboy guy where he's having an affair with this other woman that he actually loves more than his actual wife, and he really wants to be with her, but he doesn't really want to leave his wife because she's very sick. And basically what happens is that his wife ends up dying, and he's sort of in that grief period. And once that's done, he's sort of deciding he's going to be with this other woman. And one day they just happen to be at this club, bar type place, and he sees this woman that looks exactly like his dead wife. I mean, looks basically like a ringer, except that she has blonde hair and that she has a different eye color than what his wife did, and completely different personality. And he is obsessed with this woman. He doesn't know whether this is a twin. He doesn't know whether this is like a long lost sister. He doesn't even know whether it's actually her and she faked her death. He has no idea what's going on here. And he is obsessed with this woman, like I said, and he wants to find out the truth of what's going on, who this woman really is. And it's a great little giallo title of Lucio Fulci's. Lucio Fulci has done a lot of really great giallo titles over the years. This is another one of them. Great little piece of Italian cinema. And I think the acting here is really well done. I love the plot. You don't know really who you can trust and what's really going on until the very end. I really appreciated it a lot. I thought it was really, really well done here. And there is a decent amount of nudity in here, guys. So if you guys are a little shy on the nudity angle, this might not be for you. But I have really grown to appreciate a lot of Lucio Fulci over this past year so far, guys. He's a really wonderful director that's made a lot more wonderful titles outside of the horror stuff that you guys know him for. This is definitely worth a watch. I think you guys would really, really enjoy it if you're into Italian cinema. And Mano Macabro actually did a really great job with this title, guys. You end up getting a lot of really interesting stuff here. You get the full extended European version. They have the American and the European version. I like the American version a little bit better. The full European version is good, but I appreciate the American version just a little bit more. You get an interview with a couple of the actors, talking about the making of the movie, talking about Lucio Fulci as a director, what they thought about him, the locations, their careers overall. Very interesting stuff here. You also get an interview with a writer and a well-known person who knows a lot about Lucio Fulci, Stephen Thrower. He talks about the influences this film had on other films. He also talks about giallos. He talks about Fulci, where he was in his career by the time he was making this movie. Very fascinating interview as well here. And as I said, you also get the lobby cards and you get a booklet talking about the movie as well. Yeah, again, this was a blind buy also, but Mano Macabro announced his title back in July. So I pre-ordered this in July. So again, I knew this was coming to me, and I was really, really psyched to get it. It's a great title. Another solid Fulci giallo film. If you guys have not checked it out, definitely do it. Perversion Story. Then the next title that I picked up is a Code Red title, and it's actually a movie that is now out of print. And I got it through eBay, and I was really happy to finally pick it up. I've been wanting it for a while, guys, and that is Hot Moves right here. Yeah, very nice for Hot Moves here. Now, again, this is an out of print title from Code Red, and I picked it up on eBay for about $30-ish. Now, 30 might sound high, but again, I don't think this is going to be released ever again on Blu-ray. I just don't think any company is going to put the kind of time and effort into it, and I don't think Code Red is going to put any more time into it re-releasing it. So, I've been wanting it for a while. The $30 price tag for an out-of-print Blu-ray like this, I'm perfectly fine with. I think it was a good deal that I got for it. Other people were asking a little bit more money for it, so I got it on the lesser end. But it's still great, and it came sealed. It was a brand new copy, so very well worth it, guys. And this movie is a slice of 80s teen sex comedy, guys. Now, it's about these four friends who, after school, they decide, boy, we are going to, over the summer, lose our virginity. Isn't that how these teen sex comedies are anyways? It's fun. It's fun, it's goofy, it's ridiculous, it's over the top, it's cheesy, and I loved every goddamn minute of it, guys. It was just a really, really fun movie, man, and again, this is a slice of 80s teen sex comedy that you just don't get anymore. They don't make them like this anymore, guys, and I think the reason why is because I think people get offended too easily now, and I just feel like you can't make a movie like this anymore. movies like this, movies like The Last American Virgin, Porky's, definitely in that vein. Even stuff like American Pie, if you really think about it. These movies can't be made anymore. The only movie that's gotten close to that I saw was Blockers. Blockers got close to it, and that's why I like Blockers as much as I do, because it kind of reminds me of teen sex comedies like Hot Moves, where it's just, you know, ridiculousness and nudity and just over the top and just fun. Really super fun here, and I really love it a lot. It's really fantastic. Again, pure slice of 80s cheese, but so well done here. And Code Red does a really great job with this title, guys. You'll get a brand new HD scan, which is actually pretty good. The picture quality does look pretty decent on here. You get brand new on-camera interviews with Jill Schoen, the director Jim Sotis, also a couple of the actors Michael Zurich and Peter Foldy. Very interesting interviews here. Jill Schoen, of course, talks about the ridiculousness of making this movie and where she thinks of it in her filmography. She has a soft spot for this movie, put it that way, guys. The director, of course, talks about the making of the movie, the 80s, the casting. Yeah, you get a lot of really great interviews here. You also get an audio commentary with the director and a couple of the actors and producers. And it's a really great, fun commentary track. They're having fun talking about the movie, joking about it. Very cool audio commentary here, guys. And I love movies like this. This is a slice of 80s cheese, and I fucking love it. I mean, I've been wanting this title for a while, and I was hoping that I could get it for less money, but the $30 price tag still isn't bad. It's out of print. The only way you can find it is on eBay. That is it. Unless you stumble upon it at, a thrift store or a pawn shop, this is the only way you're gonna get it. If you guys have not checked out Hot Moves, please do it. You guys would really, really enjoy it. Super fun, super cheesy, but if you like the Porky's, if you like the Last American Virgins, if you like the American Pies, give it a chance. It's on sort of the B level of teen sex comedies, but still very, very fun. Hot Moves. Then the next title that I picked up is an Arrow release, and it is a Region 2 release, and that is Heathers right here. Yeah, Heathers. Very nice. I could not wait to pick this title up here. This is an upgrade from DVD, and I was very happy. As you can see, the new artwork that they have there, and they also have the theatrical artwork on the reverse right there. Very cool as well. And my God, guys, this is an awesome fucking movie. And just like Hot Moves, you can't make this movie anymore, especially nowadays, man. No way. It's basically about this bunch of girls in high school, very popular chicks, almost like a version of what would later be like Mean Girls, where they just rule the school and they ridicule anyone that is not like them or is not popular. And one of the girls, played by Winona Ryder, ends up really being fascinated by this sort of outcast, bad boy type dude, played by Christian Slater. And they sort of get into this hot and heavy relationship, and all the while they decide that they are going to cause anarchy in the school, and they are going to basically just do like this sort of weird sort of murder suicide thing in the school and start killing people, and a bunch of comedy and dark weird stuff ensue from there. It's a really deep, dark comedy and very well done. Yeah, man, you can't make this stuff nowadays, man. You just can't. It's just so, people are so sensitive now that there's no way in hell that this could ever be made now. And I think the acting here is amazing. Winona Ryder is awesome in here. Christian Slater is badass, doing his best Jack Nicholson performance. Yes, he does a really great job in here. Very, very well done. Everybody does an awesome job in this movie. And this movie is quotable. It has such great quotes like, I love my dead gay son. It's great. It has such wonderful, wonderful lines to it. I think the deaths are really creative and really funny, and it really does have this whole concept of how high school is and bullying and just being just completely feeling like you're helpless in high school and all the stereotypes. And weirdly enough, that's how high school still is today. It may be upgraded from what this version of high school is, but there's still those stereotypes, there's still the bullying, everything like that. But it's such a wonderful movie, and it really takes those stereotypes and really plays with it, and I really do like the movie a lot, guys. And Arrow did an awesome, awesome job with this title, guys. You get here the old audio commentary from the DVD, which is still a great commentary with the director and the writer and the producer. Very cool stuff there. You also get a new filmed interview with the director talking about the movie and talking about the time that he made it in, the other filmmakers he was influenced by, like Francis Ford Coppola. Very cool stuff. You also get a new interview with the composer. You get a new interview talking about the art and designs. You get a new interview talking about the casting of the movie. The casting director talking about the making of the movie and what they went through the casting process. One of the actresses from the movie as well, and you also get all of the archival featurettes and documentaries as well. Such a well done release by Arrow, and such a great fucking movie, guys. This is one of my favorite dark comedies of all time. If you guys have not checked out Heathers, please, guys, do it because it is so awesome. You guys will not regret it. It is so fantastic. And it is definitely one of my all-time favorite movies. Heathers is amazing, and Arrow did a fantastic, fantastic job, guys. Definitely check it out if you haven't yet. Heathers. And the next title that I picked up is another Code Red title, and that is The Boneyard, guys. So I was actually interested in this title for a few months now, and I've kind of been circling the wagons. And I decided finally this month, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna actually pull the trigger and get it. And this was another blind buy, but I gotta admit, when I was looking at this title, the thing that like immediately like got to me was like, wait a minute, Phyllis Diller is in this? And I thought to myself, my God, man, in my entire Blu-ray and DVD collection, I do not have one single movie that has Phyllis Diller in it. This has to be corrected. So I was like, I'm gonna get the Boneyard. And consider me pleasantly surprised by this movie, guys. It's about this cop who is investigating this murder case. He brings on this psychic, and they're trying to solve these murders that are going on. And it takes them to this sort of mortuary area where they believe that it pertains to the case, and they find out what's really going on is that there's actually these ghouls that have these really ancient ghouls that have taken over the mortuary, and they need sort of human flesh and everything as sort of sacrifices, and just all hell and weirdness and odd shit just goes on from there. It's really bizarre, but really fun, and the special effects in here are fucking crazy. Holy shit! I love the design of the ghouls. Really nightmarish. I love the design of them. I love all of the like gore and blood and all the weird sort of shit that is in this movie, man. Even like the demonic poodle is really sort of weird but very cool. They have some really cool designs in this movie, guys. Probably some of the best I've seen in this type of low budget B movie genre stuff here. Really cool. Did a really great job with this movie. And the acting is really good in here. All the actors do a really good job with their roles. Phyllis Diller, really good as Miss Poopinplatz. Yes, that's her real name, and that's her name in the movie. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It's very big and bombastic. The score is like dun 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 dun. You know, just it's very, very like like actiony, stuff. It's it's cheesy. It's ridiculous. But this is my type of horror movie, guys, and I can't really even explain it other than these are the types that I like. I like over the top ridiculousness type of horror movies. Not all the time. I like the real serious ones too, but every now and again I like popping in, a disc where it's like, okay, I'm gonna have fun with a movie, and this is definitely fun cheesiness. Maybe it takes itself too seriously, but that's kind of the fun of watching this. It takes itself seriously, and you're not taking it seriously. There's fun to it. But yeah, I really did enjoy this movie, guys. Crazy enough. Weird oddity, but glad I found it. And Code Red did a really good job with this. I think the picture quality is actually pretty darn good here. So is the audio as well here. You get an audio commentary with the director and the producer. Pretty standard commentary stuff here. Not bad though. You get interviews with Phyllis Diller, which is an older interview, and she actually is a great interviewee. She does a great job talking about her career, talking about the people she's worked with, talking about why she chose to do the Boneyard. Very interesting interview. Really liked her interview in here a lot. You also get an interview with the director and the producer talking about the movie, talking about why they made it a certain way, the designs and all of the little kids and the actors that they had to deal with, and all of the monster effects, and very cool stuff for the interviews as well. You also get here a brand new exclusive to the Code Red version. You get the little ghoul grows up, an interview with one of the actresses who played one of the tiny ghouls in here. She actually really loves talking about the movie. She has even has like old call sheets from back when they were making the movie. Very cool stuff here. She talks about the director and Phyllis Diller and everybody else. There's also other people talking about the movie as well in the featurette. Very, very cool stuff here as well. You also get here some trailers as well, a couple other things. Not bad release here. Again, another blind buy. I feel like I've been doing a lot of blind buys this month, and this is definitely another one of them. Like I said, I was circling it, not sure whether to buy it or not, but it was Phyllis Diller that got me to buy it, and you know what? I'm really glad I did, because this is a really oddball movie, but damn, did I enjoy it. Really good, guys. The Boneyard. And then the next title that I picked up, guys, I got for a really great price through Amazon, and that is the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray and digital of Predator right here, guys, with the wonderful artwork there with the slipcover there, and it's the same on the other side as well, right here too. And I got this through Amazon for $14.99. It was circling for a while, like around like the $30 range. And honestly, as much as I wanted this title, I was not going to pay that type of money. But when it hit to $14.99, I was like, you know what? This is worth it. I'm gonna pick it up. And I did it, and it came really good from Amazon. Wow. First time for Amazon, it came actually really good the first time through. Lucky. Hit or miss, this one was a hit. And this movie is fucking awesome. This is an action classic, guys. And basically, it's Arnold and a bunch of people who go into the jungle on this mission, and they encounter this sort of alien species, and who is hunting them and killing them in the jungle, and they have to try to survive this and fight back. and it is really just one of the best 80s action movies, one of the best sci-fi action movies, and one of the best Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. Quotable lines up the ass in this movie. I love the jungle setting here. I think the Predator looks fucking badass in this movie. And of course, everything from all the other Predator films really stems from this film. And it is so amazing. I really love this movie a lot here. And my God, man, if you guys have never seen the first movie in the Predator franchise, what the heck you doing? Definitely go and watch it. It is really good here. And the 4K in here is awesome. The 4K here is amazing. The picture is dynamic. It's beautiful. Really well done here. They did a really awesome job on the 4K here. And you also get the Blu-ray. Now the Blu-ray is the same as what the old Blu-ray is, so the picture quality is not great. But what you're keeping the Blu-ray for is actually the special features. It carries over all the special features from the previous version. So you get the 4K here, which has the commentary and a few other things on there, but you're keeping the Blu-ray for all the other special features as well. And yeah, I got mine for $14.99. Maybe you guys can get it for that price as well. It is a great, great title, and it looks absolutely stunning in 4K. If you guys have not picked this up yet, I highly recommend picking up the 4K version of Predator, guys. Then the next title I picked up is a title from Kino Lorber, and that is none other than Cabin Boy here, guys. As you can see, the slip cover here from Kino Lorber here, very cool artwork right there. And on the reverse side, you get the theatrical art. Very nice theatrical art as well. I really like that art a lot. And this movie, guys, I personally like this movie, but I know there's people who don't really enjoy it and they don't like it. It's definitely something that has to grow on you. Basically, this movie is about a very prim, proper young lad, or youngish lad, played by Chris Elliott, who ends up wanting to go on this sort of adventure, and he happens to get on the wrong boat, and the boat ends up being these very old and crotchety sort of sailors who basically first sort of abuse him at first in a comedic way, and then eventually grow to care about him and make him part of the crew, and all sort of the misadventures that they have, and the comedy ensues, all that stuff here. It's definitely a mix of a sailing adventure with sort of a Ray Harryhausen sort of mythical creature movie. It's a very bizarre mix. And when I was a kid, when I watched this movie, I always loved it because I think because of the Ray Harryhausen stuff in it, it kind of, my imagination as a kid, I fell in love with it. And when this movie came out, originally this movie bombed, and it didn't just bomb a little, it bombed big time. It fucking flatlined, and it killed Chris Elliott's career, it killed the director's career here, and it just really just ruined them. And is it the best comedy of all time? No, guys, it's not the best comedy of all time. But you know what? I just really enjoy the movie. I think it's funny. I still love the effects in here. I love, again, a lot of that cool, old school Ray Harryhausen sort of adventure stuff. Still gets to me. I still really enjoy it to this day, guys. And, I think that Kino Lorber did a really great job with this title, guys. You get a new audio commentary with Chris Elliott and the director Adam Resnick, as well as a new sort of featurette with Chris Elliott and the director talking about the movie as well. Both of these special features, the commentary and the featurette, man, they are honest. They talk about the making of the movie, how basically that this movie was originally written as a vehicle for Tim Burton, that they wanted Tim Burton to direct this, and of course Tim Burton passed, and they had difficulties with the studio, the budget, the actors, the special effects, how the test screenings fucking bombed, how the studio basically just abandoned this movie, how it failed at the box office. Yeah, they are very honest, and it really does show here. And I will say this much: they do talk about how this movie now is more appreciated and more of a cult hit than it was when it came out. I think people over the years found it through cable and on DVD, and I think they've gotten a lot more people appreciating it over the years, which I think is really cool. And so yeah, they talk about all that stuff, very honest stuff here. You also get a booklet essay that comes with this movie, comes with a Blu-ray. You also get archival cast interviews. You get audition tapes, B-roll footage, the edited outtakes, TV spots, theatrical trailer, yes, and a lot more. Guys, this is a really great release. And, last month I got a few titles from Kino Lorber, and I was really happy that they saved certain titles like Deep Rising and The Color of Night. And man, color me surprised about Cabin Boy, because I would have never thought Cabin Boy in a million years would have ever got any kind of love like Kino Lorber has given it. But you know what? That's why I love companies like Kino Lorber, Code Red, Scream Factory, all those companies, because they save titles and they really give fans and movie lovers a new appreciation for them, and I really appreciate that big time. If you have not checked out Cabin Boy, please do it. I think you guys would really fucking love it. It is really an awesome, awesome movie. Definitely do it. I think you guys would like a little slice of 90s comedy with a little bit of fantasy mixed into it. Cabin Boy. Then the next title that I picked up here, guys, is a Severin release here, guys, and that is none other than Anthropologist here. Yeah, that is a long title. Now, when they announced this title, again, another title that I had no idea about, and I just blind bought the sucker because I really liked the trailer online, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a chance. And this is basically about a group of friends who end up going to this island, sort of a getaway for them, vacation. And they get to this island, and something or someone is trying to kill them and hunt them down and eat them. And they have to try to find out who it is, escape, survive. And it is over the top. It is craziness. It is just complete and utter ridiculousness. And I thought the gore effects were really cool here. I thought the kills were really cool. Very, very gory, over the top. And there's a kill towards the end of this movie, I won't spoil it, that might turn you guys off. It didn't turn me off, but it might turn you guys off. It is a really oh my god, I can't believe they went there. Whoa. Yeah, it is a really shocking one. But I really do love it, and it's a really cool little slice again of Italian horror cinema, which I like a lot of that old school Italian horror stuff. It's actually really cool, and this is one of them that is really, really awesome here. Stars George Eastman, of course, I showed off the Blu-ray last month of Erotic Nights of the Living Dead. He was in that as well. And he's a really good actor. He does a really good job here as well. Actually, all the actors do. Like I said, it's very atmospheric. I like the kills. The gore is very cool in here. Yeah, it's one of those sort of Italian horror cinema titles that I don't think is as well known as I think it should be. It's actually really, really well done, guys. And Severin actually did a really great job with this as well here. Like I said, you have this artwork here, and you also have the other artwork on the other side here as well. If you guys can see that artwork, really cool with the guy eating his fucking guts. Oh, Jesus. And yes, you have that here. And it comes with a few interviews, very short interviews, guys. You get an interview with George Eastman here talking about this movie and the making of it and his thoughts on the movie itself. Very interesting interview here. You get an interview from two of the actors here talking about the making of the movie and, of course, the actors that they worked with. You also get an interview with the FX artist, an interview with one of the editors as well. Trailers. Not a bad release here for Severin. Pretty damn good here. And it's for an Italian horror title that, again, I don't think many people really know about. But I'm telling you guys, definitely check it out. It is a worthwhile title here. Very, very cool here. Anthropologist, guys. And the next title that I picked up, guys, is another Code Red title that was sold exclusively on the Ronin Flicks website, and that is Slave of the Cannibal God here. And as you can see, the newly commissioned art slipcover right there, guys, and you also get the other art right on this side, which I really like this artwork a lot. Really cool artwork. I really like that one a lot here. And of course, the back side here, cannibals and nakedness and all kinds of jazz here. Typical Code Red title. What can I tell you? And I was very interested in this title because, as you guys know through previous Blu-ray pickup videos, I do like a lot of cannibal films. And this one kept being brought up a lot. And I noticed that there was a Blu-ray release of this title in the UK, but that UK one is actually cut. It is not the full uncut version of the movie. Now, as you guys know, in many cannibal movies, there is actually a lot of animal violence that happens in those movies. I don't know why, it just happens that way. And this is one of those that had it. Now, the UK version takes out the animal violence, which I understand. If people don't want to deal with the animal violence, I totally get that. For me, I'm somebody that believes in the art of the film and believes that their vision should be presented uncut if that was the original vision, if that is how it originally came out. So I was very much up for seeing that uncut version, and when Code Red had announced that their version was going to be uncut and was going to have the full version of the movie, I was like, okay, that's the version that I want. And so that's what I went with. And I really do enjoy the movie. Basically, it's about this woman played by Ursula Andress who her husband is missing. He's a scientist and he was exploring the jungles, and basically he ended up, getting lost, and they are trying to find him. And basically the government is not helping either her or her brother, and they go searching for him. They end up finding this guy that will get them to the jungle, played by Stacy Keach, and they go in search of him. And it's really cool. I like the jungles in here. I like the characters. I like the tribal stuff. I like the violence in it. It feels very old school cannibal movie. Is it the best cannibal movie I've seen? No, I think other movies like Cannibal Holocaust, Cannibal Ferox, stuff like those movies, I think they're better movies. I think they're better cannibal films. I think this one is more on the B level of cannibal films, but I really do enjoy it. I think it's actually a very well done cannibal film regardless. And I think it's got a really great story in here. And again, I thought the movie was overall engaging. I had a really good time watching it. And it definitely is one of the better ones. I've seen a lot worse horror cannibal movies. Trust me, I have. I think The Green Inferno is one of the ones I don't really care for. This is definitely one of the better ones, but it doesn't reach the heights that other ones like A Cannibal Holocaust has reached. But yes, it is a really, really good movie. Like I said, Stacy Keach is really good in here. Everyone is really, really good for the most part. Again, it's a B movie. It's a B cannibal horror movie. So go into it not expecting like art. But if you're expecting a good, fun little jungle romp, hey, you can get much, much worse. Trust me, guys. And Code Red, I think, really did a really good job with this title. I think that the picture quality is actually really solid here. Did a really great job here because it is a brand new HD scan with hours of restoration done in the US, as it says on the back here. Actually, really well done. Like I said, it looks really, really good. You get a brand new on-camera interview with star Stacy Keach. And he actually, honestly, is very honest about the film, loved doing it, talks about his co-stars in a very loving way, talks about the difficulties in making the movie, how the jungle had a lot of snakes and deadly snakes at that, and how basically a couple of the co-stars almost died because of it. And also talks about generally his career and other films that he did within the genre. Very, very cool. Very cool in an interview. I'm glad Stacy Keach did an interview for this. You also get two vintage interviews with the director, Sergio Martino. He talks about making this movie. He talks about his influences. He talks about dealing with the actors. Yeah, it's a really great, cool vintage interview. I really liked hearing from him. And you also get a bonus US cut of Slave of the Cannibal God in HD. That is actually the cut film. So that does not have any of the animal violence in it. So if you're not big on it and you still want the other cut of the film, you do get it here as well. And you also get a trailer for the film too. It's actually a really cool little cannibal movie. And again, not sure there's many other cannibal movies for me to pick up, but I had heard a lot about this one and I definitely wanted to get it, and it was definitely a blind buy. But again, I'm really happy to have it in the collection and now happy to include it with the rest of the cannibal films that I have in the collection as well, guys. Slave of the Cannibal God. Then the next title that I picked up is another title that was exclusively sold at the Ronin Flix website here. It's a limited edition of Grizzly right here, guys. Now with that really cool artwork of the bear just like yelling out, like screaming. And then on the other side you get the theatrical art right here for Grizzly. Very, very cool here. And you see the backside here too. Very nice. And this movie is from 1976. And this is the very first, technically, very first ripoff of Jaws. Now, when Jaws came out, it was that killer animal, kind of genre of attacking people. And basically, Grizzly took advantage of that in a big bad way. And it's a really cool little horror movie about a grizzly bear that is attacking this park and attacking people and killing them and gruesomely killing them too. It's not just like you don't see anything. No, you see stuff. Arms getting ripped off and blood all over the place. You see it all. And it's really cool. And basically, this park ranger and a bunch of people who sort of oversee the whole park and the woods are trying to basically stop this grizzly and basically try to kill it before it kills and maims, attacks anybody else. It's really cool. I thought the effects in it were really, really awesome. I thought they actually got a real life grizzly bear, and I thought that really looked cool. I loved the grizzly in it. I thought that was really effective here. And I think the acting is really good. Christopher George, Andrew Pine, they all do a really great job here. Old school actors did a really great job in this piece as well. And I also really like that again. It's from 1976, so I like again the old school effects. I like the real like blood gore effects. I think it's really effective, and for a killer animal movie, I think Grizzly's probably one of the better ones out there. Like I said, it was the first ripoff of Jaws, essentially, and I think it's probably one of the best ripoffs of Jaws. I think again, it's very, very effective for the times, and I think it actually still works to this day. It's actually really, really cool little movie here. And I think that basically this basically release did a really, really great job with the title. It's actually a Scorpion releasing title, essentially, that got sold through the Ronin Flicks website here. And again, I think they did a really solid job here, guys. You get basically here a brand new audio commentary with a historian talking about this movie, talks about its influences, talks about the Jaws ripoff effects, talks about how the filmmakers were working with the bear and all the stuff with that. Very cool audio commentary here. You also get a older audio commentary with the producer and one of the stars talking about the making of the movie as well here. That's a really cool audio commentary also. You get a new Beverly screening with the Q&A from one of the actors and a producer here. You get a featurette, Jaws with Claws, which is an interview with one of the producers, the writer, and two of the actors, and they really go into a whole lot of stuff here. Basically, dealing with the bear, dealing with the elements of making the movie in the woods, dealing with the fact that this got a theatrical distribution and it was the highest grossing independent horror film to come out until 1978's Halloween, and then that completely overtook Grizzly. But for a while it was, and they talk about how they got scammed out of money by one of the distributors, and they talk about a lot of cool stuff in the featurette. It's very, very awesome here. You also get a vintage making of, still gallery, you get a fun fact segment, original trailers, and so much more. Very, very cool movie from 1976, and I really like these sort of old school 70s movies, especially stuff like this. Like I said, it reminded me of Jaws, being a Jaws ripoff, but you know, even if you didn't think that it came from a Jaws ripoff, you know what, guys? It still is really effective because I think that the killer bear genre, there's a few titles in it, like The Edge with Anthony Hopkins and a few other ones like that. But this one, honestly, is actually one of the better ones. And if you guys have not checked it out, I really think you guys should. It's actually really, really cool, guys. I really do recommend Grizzly. Really do. And then the next title that I picked up is an upgrade for me, guys, from DVD. I was really happy to pick it up. So glad that they put this out. It's definitely worth it to pick up. The 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray and digital of American Psycho right here, guys. I fucking love this movie. It is one of my favorite goddamn movies. One of my favorite horror movies. Christian Bale is awesome in it. Basically, he plays this sort of like 80s corporate yuppie who basically has a thirst for blood and a thirst for killing. And he just will take women home and, kill them, use them, knife or chainsaw or hammer or axe, you name it. He just has a thirst for blood, and he just goes all out and does it. But he does it with a certain panache and a certain sense of like matter of factness. It's kind of dark, but it has very comedic elements to it. It's hard to describe, kind of, but once you watch it, you'll kind of get it. It's really, really well done, man. I remember first watching this movie and fucking falling in love with it. I remember watching this. I was like, man, this is really cool. And I was like, I had seen nothing like it before because I had seen horror movies, but I'm like, then I see this and I'm like, wow, man, this could technically happen in real life. Some guy who's a rich asshole yuppie guy just decides, you know what, I can cheat the system. I'm gonna start killing people and nobody can stop me. And I thought it was really well done, man. Like I said, Christian Bale is cool in here. Reese Witherspoon is good in here. Willem Dafoe is really cool in here as well. You get a lot of really great actors in this piece, man. The blood is awesome in here. The gore is really cool. Yeah, man, I was really down for this movie. I loved it big time. And I had the DVD for a long time, and the DVD was okay. Not great quality to it. And I always hoping that they'd actually upgrade it to a certain point, and I'm so happy they did. The 4K looks really, really well done, guys. Dynamic, picture quality is awesome here. And generally, you get the same special features as you did on the DVD. Basically, everything gets carried over here. The featurettes, the older audio commentary, all that jazz. And you also get a new audio commentary with the director as well, talking about, of course, how much this film has grown and the influences of it and what she thinks about it so many years later. Really well done as well. Yes, guys, for the Halloween season, if you guys have not checked out American Psycho, God, guys, go ahead and do it. It is a great, great title. And again, I think it's one of those sort of cult ones that I think people find after a long time. And, you know, you'll watch your Texas Chainsaw Massacres, you'll watch all that stuff, and then you'll get to these other titles like American Psycho where you're like, wow, I can't believe it took me so long to watch it. Guys, so, so good. Definitely watch it if you haven't. American Psycho. So fucking awesome. And the last title that I picked up, last but certainly not least, and that is the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray and digital of Solo, a Star Wars story here, guys. The Ultimate Collector's Edition. And as you can see, the really cool art here. I really like that art. That art's not bad. I do like that. And people honestly are. I think people really. You either like where Star Wars is going or you don't like where Star Wars is going, and there's a lot of divide among the fans. And this is one of those movies that really divided a lot of people. Um, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't a really big fan of Last Jedi. I thought it was decent, but it wasn't great. And so when this movie was coming around, I don't know if I necessarily needed a Han Solo movie in my life, guys, but this is what we got. And not only that, but I heard all of the drama that went on with Lord and Miller and Kathleen Kennedy, and I heard of all of the behind the scenes stuff. And by the time this movie came out, I was like, I don't know how this movie's gonna be, guys. I really don't. And I was really happy when I left the theater because I thought, you know what, man? I thought it was actually really well done. I thought it was better than it had any right to be, and I thought for the most part, man, they got a lot of it right. Yeah, there's a couple of, things here that could have done better, but I thought that Alden Ehrenreich did a really great job as Han Solo. I think that Chewbacca is awesome in this movie. Woody Harrelson does a decent job. Tandy Newton for the small role she has. I thought Ron Howard directed it really, really well done. Amelia Clark, hit or miss a little bit, but she was okay in the movie. Overall, though, man, I thought the action was really good here. Donald Glover's not bad as Lando either. It's a cool little prequel. Is it a necessary movie? No, not really. It's not really a necessary movie that you need to have watched. But you know what, guys? I do really enjoy the movie. And I think for the most part, I think it's a movie that people are finally discovering because the movie didn't do so well in the box office. Because I think a lot of people heard of the behind the scenes drama and I think they heard of a lot of stuff that was going on. And I think The Last Jedi burnt a lot of people, so I felt like people really stayed away from this movie, and I think they're really finally starting to catch up with it. Again, it's not the most perfect Star Wars movie in the world, but I tend to enjoy it. It's a nice little cool sort of adventure movie that reminded me of old school sci-fi adventure movies back in the day. Again, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun, and that's all a lot of times I'm looking for cool sci-fi action and fun out of my Star Wars movies, and this definitely delivered it in spades. So I was really, really happy with the movie overall, guys. And I think we get some decent special features here, guys. We get some deleted scenes here, which is a lot of character stuff pretty much here. We get basically some featurettes talking about the characters, Han talking about Chewbacca, the droids. You get a really cool director and cast roundtable talking about the casting of it, and talking about how George Lucas visited the set, and just generally just really talking about their love of Star Wars. Yeah, it's not a bad movie, guys. Again, it's not perfect, and I feel like a lot of people wanted perfection, but you're not going to get it with this movie. But I thought it was pretty decent overall, and I think you guys would really enjoy it if you really give it a chance. And yeah, it's not bad. I really did enjoy it a lot for what it is. I thought it was pretty decent, and I hope we get more standalones in the future. I hope we get that Obi-Wan movie. I hope we do. I really want it, but this movie didn't do so hot in the box office. Don't know if we ever will, but it wasn't necessary. But I really enjoyed it a lot, and I thought that other fans will enjoy it as well. Solo, Star Wars Story. Alright guys, that'll do it for the Blu-ray pickups video for September. And like I said, as you guys can see, a small stack, but I think I got some really cool titles for the month. Definitely let me know what you guys think of what I picked up, and let me know what you guys picked up for the month of September. I would love to find out. And now we head into October, guys, and my God, man. There is so much physical media coming out in October. It is absolutely ridiculous. You have no idea how many pre-orders I have at the various websites. I already know a ton of media that I'm picking up in the stores. I have spent a good chunk of money definitely on pre-orders, and this month in general, I mean, October is usually a big month for physical media anyways, and this month will be no exception. It is just massive amount of stuff. Things being released from Scream Factory, things being released from Severin, Warner Archive Collection, big summer releases getting put out in October as well. Tons of horror titles galore. October is always massive. And just a big hint for you guys, this may be the biggest haul that I have gotten in all the Blu-ray pickup videos yet. It is massive what I'm getting. I cannot wait to delve into all of it, and I cannot wait to show you guys all the stuff that I pick up. Definitely next month tune into that, because it is going to be a massive, massive haul that I'm getting, guys. Trust me, it's going to be major. But until then, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Check out the other Blu-ray pickup videos. Check out the Blu-ray DVD out and about videos. Check out the theatrical movie reviews I do with my friends every single week. Plus so much more content on the channel. If you love movies and physical media, then hit subscribe and be a part of the Film Fan Nation. I have a love and a passion talking about movies. It's just fun. I love giving my opinion to you guys, and I love getting it back. I love the comments, everything. The subscribers, I have some of the awesome subscribers. I really love them a lot. And I love hearing back all the cool stuff that they tell me. It's really awesome. So if you are definitely interested in the channel and love the videos, definitely hit subscribe. And also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, FilmFan108. Keep up to date with all the videos that I'm posting and all the exclusive stuff that I do on some of my social media accounts as well. Alright guys, I will see you back next time for another Blu-ray pickups video. Have a good one guys, and happy hunting.